It's another week. It's another GOG. We're talking about Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 39. If everything fucking real life things happening. So we come back after Rainbow Gotchard happens. All the Kimmies are back alive. Everybody's happy, and they go like, "All right, cool. We only have 2 left. We need to find." So let's go find them. They're a couple ancient, dinosaur-like beings. And they decide to make a little game out of it because, hey, levity in the face of demise is always a good thing. Because it keeps your mood and energy light. As the bad guys conspire, and Gigas is piece of shit. He's just a piece of shit. He treats the Abyssal Sisters like dirt and nothing. And they're starting to realize we backed the wrong fucking horse. As Kajuki is on the search for some mysterious monsters, and he finds a Kimi. Of course he does. That's Kajuki's role. And he tells all this stuff to the alchemy gang. And they go like, alright, cool, now we have a lead. So they decide to come up with some plans. Hotaro wants to cook up some meat for the monster dinosaur Kimi. Sabimaru wants to use a drone. And Ringe decides to rope in Rine to dress up in those inflatable dinosaur costumes, and it is cute and adorable. Rine gets a little embarrassed and just goes away, as Lachus is basically fitting into her life as like a member of the alchemy group, and just getting groceries, running errands. When Atropos and Clotho show up and try to very realistically in abuse situations where people it's complex, weird, they're attacking her, going like, you abandon us, all this different kind of stuff. When Rine shows up, goes into Majade and starts beating them down, trying to deal with them, and she's able to get Lachus away from them. And so Lachus is able to get them away after Majade gets beat for a second, as the crew are having no luck getting the little creature to come out. But the little creature comes out, steals some of the food, and they go like, all right, let's just chase it, let's just track it. And they go into this abandoned place, and they find out, he's been weird and cagey because he's trying to protect his friend, who can only be in water. It's a fish, and they're trying to survive. And then they're like, oh, yo, dude, that's totally cool. We understand. We're sorry we freaked you out a little bit. But we'd love to help. When Hotaro gets fucking teleported away by Gigas, and Gigas is just, hi, I'm Big Dick Asshole, and I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which is turn all your Kimmies into amalgams. And at this point, they already have the 2 dinosaurs in cards. And that's when Hotaro just goes like, no, fuck you. Hologram beam. Because it very much looks like they're turning into, the holographic cards you can buy. And Hotaro basically goes like, hey, yeah, you may have made the Kimmies. And that fundamentally means that you implanted some form of, anger and malice into their heart. But they don't want to be that anymore. So fuck you. And Gigas the whole time is like, what the fuck are you talking about? None of this makes sense. As Hotaro basically inoculates all of the Kimmies. He summons all of them. Inoculates all of them from ever becoming amalgam again. And Gigas is just like, what the fuck? Who the fuck? What? I'm gonna kill you. And Hotaro's like, alright, bet. He transforms into Rainbow, and they have a little fight. And Gigas just, tries to drop rocks on Hotaro. It doesn't work. And Hotaro goes like, yo, you know what you know my friend Legend? I have an idea. So he activates Skipo and the fucking Bushi, the samurai Kimi. And he fuses them, and they become a full suit. And they're just able to fight, and he does it for another one of his suits. And legit, Hotaro can just activate other Kimis, turn them into riders, so they can all fight together. And Gigas, again, is just going like, what the fuck is... None of this makes sense. What is happening? And they just beat down Gigas in great, wonderful fashion. All of the Kimis are saved. They have a little celebration party going like, yeah, we fucking did it. We beat Gigas. They think this is the finale. They think it's over. They think they won. And a lot of great little scenes. Lot just fully just goes like, you know what? I want to be human. Because I don't know what's going to happen if I don't. You know, and it's implied that, like, dolls of their kind only have a short lifespan, as Clotho and Atropos are kind of, like, lamenting, sad. Are they, like, trying to figure... And, like, Atropos is going, like, none of this would have happened if Greyon was here. You know, longing for a parental figure. All these different little elements. It's great. It's wonderful. Minato and Spanner have a little side conversation with Minato basically going like, these kids have done more impactful shit in a year than... And the Alchemist Academy has basically done nothing and almost tried to stop them several times. I'm going to reform and change the Alchemist Academy for the better, to be something worthy of these kids. As 2 more creatures come out of the Ouroboros in Ouroboros land. Hey class, say it with me. It's all about empathy. But it's not just like the empathy of Hotaro saving the day. It's fundamentally Hotaro's empathy empowering other beings, right? The Kimis now get to choose their own fate because Hotaro severed their ties from their toxic father and able to give them the power for themselves to fight for themselves. Like, they're not just relying on Hotaro to fight their battles now. They're able to get into the fray and fight for their own wants and desires. And there's also other aspects of Minato being empowered by Hotaro's empathy to try and change the Alchemy Academy. Spanner being powered by Hotaro's empathy to just be a good man, be a hero. Same thing with Lachsis. Empathized by Hotaro and the rest of the crew to just be like, I want to live. I want to be... I don't want this life. I want a better life for myself. And all of this also just kind of leans back to what Skonde posted in the comments from the production blog either last week or the week before, of how the Kimis are in essence a way to evoke the coming from evil and choosing to be good. And fundamentally, yeah, they are Kamen Riders now. Hotaro gives them the chance and that ability to fight for themselves. And all of this is just because of Hotaro's empathy. He's able to help them all just because he believes in them and he cares for them. And at the end of the day, Gigas is just a manipulator who can't even understand true basic empathy. This was a pretty dang good episode. Gotchard has a little bit of a problem, and this is a thing that would take it from like an A to an A minus. Not necessarily like a full thing, but it does detract a little bit, especially now that we're nearing the end. It feels like a lot of the arcs are a little too final, you know? Take this one for, like, Greyon had a very similar feel. It was like, oh, we beat Greyon, we saved the day, we did all the things. This one has a very similar problem where, like, oh, we got all the Kimis, Gigas is defeated, we got Minato's goal, which sounds like a very good, like, epilogue-esque thing to happen, all these different kinds of things. And if it wasn't for the final 2, like, little bad guys, this could very easily be has a feeling of a finale. But we do have more, and I cannot wait to see that more. And if you want to see some more stuff from me, you can always subscribe to the channel, leave a like, do the things. You can also follow me on social media platforms. Links are all down below. Love to see you around. And if you like these videos where I talk about Gotchard and you want to see me talk about something else, I have been talking about Kamen Rider Agito every week over on my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You get 4 of those videos, as well as exclusive podcasts and more. But you know what we have? We, right now, still have some more. We got some comments to talk about. First up, from Slime Beast. Yeah, talking about, like, oh, Gigas has fake empathy and everything, and it was like, what the fuck does that even mean? And realizing, Gigas is a manipulator. How could I fucking forget the word manipulator? That's what Gigas is. Gigas, manipulator. They want to weaponize empathy for their own want and gain. And I do like how Gon just trying to keep Hotaro in the egg wasn't like a trick. It wasn't like evil or anything. It was just Gon genuinely caring about Hotaro, just going like, "Hey, buddy, no, I'm scared for you, man." Next up, from Fish Pop. First thing, you were talking about Fish Pop, how we're gonna have versions of the suits to help fight, and I was like, oh, what if he just fuses the Kemis to help them fight him? I was fucking right. I called that shit, and I knew it. I'm smart and I'm intelligent. But yeah, no, looking at the Gon prop just makes me go like, oh man, it'd be really cool to see props for all of the Kemis. That'd be fun, you know, especially seeing some of them CG models in the beginning of this episode. That was fun. That was neat. Next up, from Fiction Addict. Yeah, talking about how wishing Majade's final form won't be locked to Premium Bandai, which was I still don't understand that business decision. Why was Majade stuff only Premium Bandai? It makes little to no sense. And yeah, final form debut is looking really good. We're probably going to get all the others getting some power-ups, really leveling up, getting ready for what's going to be in-game soon. Next up, from just some random guy. Yeah, he's called Rainbow Gotchard, but he's very much like a lot of like sky imagery, which is also heavily associated with freedom and hope and all this kind of thing, especially given what Hotaro is for like the Kemis. Like, he is their sky. The sky's the limit for them. It's really cool because it's also like, if Hotaro is very sky evocative, then Gigas is very like earth. He's very earth tones. When he came out of the Ouroboros thing, it was immediate on the ground. He's very rooted in the ground, the earth, you know. And hey, don't sweat it. It's fine. You were voicing your concerns, and that's a perfectly valid thing to do, bud. Nobody got killed. Nobody got flayed to death. And we're all good. Next up, from Esconde. Yeah, Hotaro being like the rainbow after all the rain and depression all the Kemis have gone through and all the pain that they suffer. It's sometimes you need a metaphor, and sometimes it needs to be as blunt as a baseball bat. Yeah, I love how the show's gone on about like his iffy cooking and how that in and of itself is influencing his alchemy, because it looks a little wonky. It doesn't look as clean as like anyone else's, and I think that's fun. That's neat. And yeah, they bring up like, oh, Gigas and Spanner kind of thing, right? And I can like, here's the thing. Like, empathy is great, grand, and everything, but it's also like you needed to understand even the worst of others. And Hotaro understands that about Spanner. He's like, yo, you've been through some shit, right? And the whole Gigas thing, like, Gigas has all these negative feelings of want and power and control, and he projects them onto others. And Spanner uses all these negative emotions and feelings and all these different kind of things, and he harnesses them in himself to help others. And I think that's the difference. And I think that's really cool to see happen in a show all about emotions and connections and whatnot. But hey, if you like the video, like it. If you have a thought and you want to see it in the comment section of the next video, please leave a comment. Till then, I hope you have a damn good week, and I'll see you next time. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters, Esconde and Scott Firestein.